There's a moment before someone speaks that has such an incredible power to really grab your attention. You know, a dramatic moment in time before an answer or a speech or a story or maybe even a homily, hopefully, where you might be waiting on the edge of your seat because before the person speaks, you realize that they could say anything. You know, and as soon as that silence breaks, their intentions start to become clear. Their message starts to take shape, changing the world around them. Think of a proposal. You know, that dramatic moment when after dating someone for a while, the man confesses his love and kneels down and asks his beloved to marry him. You know, that silence after that initial proposal question and before the response might actually only last a couple of seconds. But if you ask any married or engaged man, they might tell you that those are the longest and most stressful moments of their lives. Because while you're sitting there, waiting for a response of what you even might think is a sure thing, you realize they could say anything. And no matter what the response is, your life will be drastically different than what it was a couple moments ago. The story of the Annunciation that we hear in the Gospel today was one of these kinds of moments. Probably one of, if not the most important moments in the history of the world. The moment when the angel came to Mary, bearing God's message, revealing to her God's mystical plan for the salvation of the world. This mysterious plan that was formed in the Father's heart from the foundation of the world. Now, no one could force her to accept this mission. All the angel could do is offer her God's message and simply sit and wait for her reply. And at that moment, the whole world must have stood still and turned its attention to her, waiting with bated breath for her reply. You know, we don't know how long it took for her to answer. It might have felt like an eternity. There was a lot to consider, and everything hinged upon her answer. This plan was the way in which the greatest joy would enter into the world and would open the pathway to salvation for all. But at the same time, it would mean that she would have to suffer greatly from the sword of sorrow that would pierce her heart. When all of a sudden, the silence broke, and our Blessed Mother uttered her fiat, her yes to the angel, accepting God's plan, and the world was never the same again. From the moment her response came from her lips, the Word of God that formed the heavens and the earth became flesh and dwelt among us. She became the new Holy of Holies. She became the dwelling place of God, the mother of the one who would fulfill the Davidic covenant that we heard about in our second book of Samuel, the mother of the descendant who would take up the throne of King David and would reign forever at the right hand of his Father in heaven. All that was left for the world to do is patiently wait for the birth of its newborn king. All of this was made possible because of that humble obedience of our Blessed Mother, the perfect model of holiness that we strive to imitate by accepting our own sufferings, that we are then given to be able to unite to Christ on his cross, so that hopefully we might be worthy to share the glory of his resurrection. And so today, may our Mother intercede for us as now we patiently await the arrival of our newborn King.